really happy that you spend this time with me and you find time for receiving new information about financial intelligence. And today we will talking about personal finance, and we will understand why it's really very important for our life. Okay, during today's workshop, I will tell you about some personal aspects in personal finance. We will talking about our finance behavior, our dreams, goals, etc. And the second part, it understanding where you are now. I mean about your finance position, your financial position for this period. And we will setting the goals using SMART goals approach. I would like to ask you if you can hear me. Maybe some messages in chat for understanding if you can see this presentation. Okay, I see pluses. Great. So, several words about me. My name is Nadija Polякova, and I am financial business partner in the international IT company. I work with figures, numbers more than 6 years, and I'm happy to say that I really like it. For me, numbers, figures, it's really like a history, and it's way for prediction future, even for people, for companies, for different activities. And in addition, I am an ambassador of Studyless School because I am already with this school almost 3 years. It's cool that you also are a part of this school. And due to our agenda, we today talking about financial intelligence. So firstly, the understanding of this term is a possession or a set of skills and knowledge that allow a person to make informed and effective decisions using all their financial resources. When we're talking about the person who is a financial intelligent person, it doesn't mean that this person receives a lot of salary, huge amount of bonuses, or has millions in his or her bank accounts. No, it's mostly about relevant behavior. It's about rational decisions in personal finance. And financial intelligence divides in two big categories, like personal finance and business finance, as you see on this slide. And when we're talking about finance, the first that came to our mind is about money. It can be cash, it can be money on our bank accounts. Also, it can be loans if we need some additional amount of money, but we must think and remember about our additional responsibilities related to these loans. I mean about these interest on loans. Also, finance can be presented like our deposits, our investment in shares and bonds. But if we're talking about some personal aspects, they can be shown in our dreams, our desire, our goals, decisions, behavior, and attitude. And about this part, we will talk today more. Our dreams and desire, they build our goals and our decision in future. Because for our dreams and desire, we must have some money for buying something new for us, for understanding our life, etc. But if we're talking about our behavior, it's interesting thing that from our childhood, we day by day received a lot of interesting experience from our family, for our friends, about their behavior related to money. And when we received our first salary, we already know how we spend it, because we have some knowledge, skills based on our experience. And there are several finance behavior types. You can be spender. In this way, you like very ambitious purchases. You can spend a lot of money on some traveling, some, I don't know, even some gifts for your friends. But very often you have some problems with budgeting, because you cannot plan your budget for months. But it can be controlled after receiving additional knowledge. Opposite situation when you saver. For example, I am on 17% is saver, and I do not have problems with additional purchases, emotional purchases, or irritation, some spending of money. But for me, it's really very difficult to spend money for me, for buying some expensive things and for buying gifts. That's why I started to learn this topic about financial intelligence, for finding this balance between our desires and our abilities. But firstly, very important to understand that money, it isn't something that we cannot without that we cannot sleep. And I propose you close your eyes and imagine situation when money isn't very important, and think, if money were not object, where would I be? What would I do? What values would I have? And this understanding the answer on this question gives more opportunities to finding new ways, even for diversification your income. Because, for example, due to statistics, the main answers on this question is traveling, charity, and hobbies. Nowadays, hobby can be additional way for receiving income. It can be selling your artworks. It can be your additional online course. It can be different, because everyone is talented person, and using this talent, everyone can create additional money. But come back to our reality, and next question is why money is so important in our life. In general, answer is very, very easy. because money is one of the elements of human well-being. Yeah, like our necessity of community, our social sphere, our family, friends, other colleagues. Without them, we cannot live. Without our career, without some mental things, without our thoughts, we cannot imagine our life like without money. In this situation, we have another question. How much money will be enough exactly for you? Because very often we heard that I need more money. I would like to receive huge salary, but without some clarification. And absent of this clarification, avoid correctness of financial planning. I mean that if you do not know what you want to receive, what amount of money you want to receive, you cannot create your financial plan, you cannot analyze what you need to do. That's why I think that everyone must find these answers for him or herself. How much money will be enough for you? What income level will satisfy your desires? Because in our life, people, every person, I think, want to increase an amount of their free money. Free money, this term means that money after some obligated payments like taxes, utilities bills, food expenses, and other things that is obligated for payment from your side. And we try to increase this free money for our desires, for our dreams. And this purpose can be achieved by two main ways. You can increase your income and you can decrease your expenses. Yeah, it's a very simple formula, but it's a really fundamental formula. And income increasing you can achieve in different ways. The main ones are income diversification. I mean, you can try to find different directions, not only your standard salary if you work for a company, or you can find this source of additional money in some hobbies, as I mentioned before. You can improve your hard and soft skills and receive promotion in your company, or you can receive additional knowledge and start to invest for receiving passive income. And other things, it's an expenses decreasing. It can be avoiding some emotional purchases, analysis of your expenses for avoiding this something that you can decrease. I mean, it can be additional cup of coffee if you can prepare it at home, and it can be, I don't know, maybe different for different people. It's different, because for me it can be maybe less expenses on makeup or for spa procedures, but yeah, for every person has every expenses which he or she can decrease. One moment. And additional way, and from my standpoint, first step for relevant identification your financial position, and is stock taking and analysis of your current financial position. After it, you receive answer where you are now, where are you now in finance meaning. And for this purpose, I propose to everyone create personal balance sheet. It's a special tool that can really help identify and evaluate your current financial position. It's a special snapshot which combines your assets, your liabilities in one place on some particular date. And after evaluation all your assets or your liabilities, you create two tables with what you already have and what you need to pay, like on these examples. It's examples of balance sheet of one US student who decided to evaluate his personal financial position, and in another word it's called like net worth reports. This boy, he started from his cash in his wallet, because we need to take into account everything that you have. And very important thing, that your assets must be recognized in a fair value. What does it mean? Fair value is special value of any object which you have. It can be furniture, some cars, your clothes, lamp. But fair value of these things is money which you can sell it. It's market value for everything that you have. Of course, you spend more when you buy it, but even if we take our funds, we can buy it for 10,000 hryvnias, but sell it we can already for 5,000. And exactly these 5,000 you must include to this balance sheet for understanding fair money equivalent of your assets. If we're talking about our liabilities, in this way, we must include the real amount of our liabilities. What does it mean? For example, a year ago, you took credit in the bank. Let's imagine 10,000 hryvnias. But during this year, you return to the bank 3,000. And you must return to refund 7,000 hryvnias, and these 7,000 hryvnias will be included to your balance sheets. And after, when you summarize all your total assets, all your total liabilities, and when you implement the formula assets minus liabilities, you receive your net worth on this date. And this like starting point for your financial planning. You can create your next balance sheet in some period of time for comparison. It can be in 1 month, it can be in 1 year even, and look at your results. Look at your financial results. Because, for example, I guess for this balance sheet, this boy can refund some part of his college loan in 1 year, and it increased his net worth, and it will be cool for him because, for example, if he will find a job, he will create his additional saving accounts, etc. It can be in different ways, but the main purpose is increase your net worth after evaluation, your assets and liabilities. As I mentioned, you can find different names of these reports, like personal balance sheet or net worth report, doesn't matter, the sense is the same. It is 2 columns with your assets and with your liabilities. About some technical question of creating these tables. You can use your notebook, you can use some Google Sheets, you can use Excel, doesn't matter. Of course, using Google Sheet, using Excel, it's quicker and it's I don't know, it's really more convenient because you put the numbers, formula calculates automatically, and it takes sometimes a small amount of times. If you like using your your notebook, or maybe some calculator, and it's also a good choice because the main purpose of this report, it's evaluation your assets and liabilities. For easier way, I will give you some classification of assets which can help you analyze your assets. It can be some monetary assets. It's like some things that you can sell very quickly, or they are already in money. It's about our cash in bank, on bank accounts, in our wallet, or maybe some thing that it's really very easy to sell. I don't know, maybe some fruits, for example, if you have your own house and you have a tree with apples, you can sell apples very quickly and receive money. Next interesting category is tangible assets. Tangible assets, it's everything that you cannot sell very quickly. For example, your furniture, your car, your flat even, because the cost is higher and you cannot find buyer very quickly. But in any case, these types of assets also must be in your balance sheet because they form your assets amount. And the last one is about our investment assets, because when person thinks for future, he or she has tried to find some ways, some directions for receiving passive income. It can be different retirement plans. Every month or every year, you send some money of your accounts, and due to retirement plan after your when you received retirement, you will like receive money from these funds. Of course, it can be investment in some finance markets, because, for example, this direction is really very popular now because we have a lot of cryptocurrency markets. We have a lot of other place where we can buy some bonds, some shares, and after receive dividends started to be trader and received income on this sell and buying price. Yeah, different way, different opportunity, but important thing, not forget that for this activity we need special knowledge. Because yeah, we have a lot of different advertisements that yeah, it's very cool, it's very popular and very easy, but it isn't easy. It's activity that needed practice, and because knowledge and practice, because it isn't about that you put $100 to this finance market and receive $1 million. Unfortunately, no, it isn't something that works in this way. Okay, let's go to liabilities. In general, we have current liabilities, like some utilities bills, like some others, short-term credit, or long-term loans. Yeah. In general, we have this type of liabilities that we must must pay in 12 months or longer periods. I hope it's understandable. If no, you can write me the questions, or for today, or maybe after our workshop, you maybe will think about it, maybe start to create your own balance sheet. You can drop me a line via Telegram, and if you have any questions. Yeah, okay. Next one, we move to our third part. It's about setting the goals. On our prior slide here, we see that Joe's net worth has negative sign. His liabilities is higher than his assets. Yeah, it can be because he has a college loan, and it's predictable for, like, he is a student and he has this loan. But we can guess that in 1 year, he wants to increase his net worth. And for setting the goals, the most popular approach for setting the goals is SMART goals. It means that your every goal must be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. You know, I use this approach very often, and for me, the main part is about deadlines. It's about time bounds, because when I have deadline, I can, I know that I must do it and I will do it and I have to do it. For me, then I have deadlines. For me, it's really cool because I like time management. And it's a great opportunity to combine a lot of different activities during your day. And it's also a great thing for avoiding procrastination because you know that you need to do with and why you must do it. So yeah, the first letter S must be answered on the question, what exactly are you trying to achieve? You must see your goals. Remember, on prior slides, we have a question, how much money is enough for you? Yeah, we need to be specific and understand what exactly amount you want to receive. Also, this, like I said before, these SMART goals can be implemented on different type of goals, but in any case, these goals must be specific. For example, you want to, I don't know, buy tickets to the Paris and travel, have a trip to there. Specific goals, trip to Paris. Letter M is about how will you know when you achieve it. For example, about this trip to Paris. You will know about it when you be in Paris, make photos, make videos, take photos, I don't know, drink good wine, eat croissant, etc. You understand how will you know what you achieve it. Next letter A, it's about, is it possible, these goals? Very often we set the goals, but do not understand, is it possible for this period? But we must analyze. In next examples, on some finance goal, I will show how we can analyze it. Next letter is R, relevant. And this letter must be covered by answer on question, does it contribute to your agency's revenue growth? For example, if we're talking about some agency revenue. Is it really important for you for this time period, for your timeline period? We must understand it and come back into Paris example. If you already dreamed about it, for example, 10 years, for you, it's really relevant if you decide to do it. And last one, time bonds. It's about deadlines, yeah. Answers a question for this letter, when do you want to achieve this by? When this purpose must be achieved. And let's imagine then that our student Joe want to have on saving accounts 2,000 in 12 months. Yeah, it really helps to him to increase his net wealth. And let's look at this goal through the SMART approach. Is it specific? Yes. He wants to have money on his saving account. It's something that we can specify. Yeah, it's specified because it's money. We understanding what is it. And yeah, for C letter is covered. Is it measurable? Yes. That it is $2,000, and when he receive this money, he can understand that this amount on the bank accounts and goal is covered. About attainable, as I mentioned, is this letter A. It's about possibility to achieve. Because we cannot evaluate in 1 minute, is it possible to receive $2,000 for one student in 1 year? But let's make some simple calculations. 2,000 divided by 12 months, we receive $167 per month. If for us it's also not understandable, we can continue doing our calculation and see that per week, this boy, Joe, must send to his saving account $42 in a week. And yeah, from my standpoint, it is realistic because he can find a job and send this money for savings. Is it relevant? Yes, because saving accounts, it's very, very important and money can be used for any emergency. In general, in saving theory, having this saving account, it's really important things, and like average amount of this emergency saving fund is about your 2 or 3 months salary. It's generated, this fund in general generated for some emergency situations. It's not always about bad situations, because when we hear some word emergency, the thought that came to our mind, some accidents, etc. But this money from this fund can be used for some travel. If you need to add some money from your travel tickets, you have a source for this additional payment. And last letter T, about deadlines. Is this goal is time-based? Yes. We see that these goals for the next 12 months, and I hope that this boy, our imagined boy, will achieve our imagined goal. In general, I'm all, and I would like to say thank you for being here, and I hope that everything was understandable and interesting, and we can go to our Q&A session.
Друзі, можна задавати запитання українською, якщо складно ще англійською задавати. Тому поки що Надія пишуть вам дякую. Thank you. It was really interesting. We have no questions, I guess.
It's interesting, no question. Wasn't understandable.
Oh, we have questions. Yeah, we are waiting. Oh, I guess that you can text in the chat. Друзі, я можу, в принципі, зараз ввімкнути звук, а ви можете написати в чаті, як вам зручніше. Зараз я спробую вимкнути всім звук, щоб було зручніше. Так, зараз можна, в принципі, вимкнути звук і задати запитання.
Надія, дякую. Я українською, я намагаюся з російською розмовляти українською, тому для мене це теж челендж. Це буде швидше. Дякую за вашу розповідь. Скажіть, будь ласка, розкажіть, якщо ви показували, що посмартована повинна бути, підрозуміває, що тобі потрібно зрозуміти, ще як ти будеш викладати, тому що ми
Можете на русском.
Ні, це принципова позиція.
Окей.
Боже упаси. Всі етапи ми определили, да? Але яким шляхом ми будемо оці там, сколько, 167 доларів зберігати, незрозуміло. І чи я не щось пропустила англійською? Чи треба визначити, як ми це будемо робити?
Це наступний етап фінансового прогнозування. Перший етап – це визначення цілей, і для цього дуже круто йде smart approach, смарт-технологія, про яку я розказувала. Наступним етапом є, як ви правильно зазначили, аналіз можливих шляхів. І коли ми говоримо про ці 167 доларів на банківський зберігаючий рахунок, oh my god, this 40 minutes in English. Ми повинні проаналізувати, що в нас вже є. Як вже я зазначала, створити власний баланс-шіт. І проаналізувати, ми можемо щось продати з того, що ми вже маємо. Якщо ні, ми шукаємо альтернативні шляхи для того, щоб знайти цей додатковий дохід, який ми можемо пересилати на збереження. Це може бути робота. Наприклад, якщо ви ще не прилаштовані, то це потрібно знайти роботу, якщо у вас є ціль мати збереження. Це може бути якісь лекції, якщо ви можете використовувати свої знання у такий бік. Це може бути аналіз витрат, і ви побачите, що ви маєте такі статті витрат, які ви можете зменшити, і вже одночасно ви можете ці заощадження пересилати на збереження.
Дякую, зрозуміла. Тому що якось дуже лякотна ця стаття, ця можливість це все продати. Це те, що ти маєш, так можна до штанів остатися, щось зберігати, якось, комп'ютер продав, речі продав, машину продав, майно продав.
Ні, це, звичайно, треба дуже з розумом до цього підходити. Але, знаєте, коли я час від часу переглядаю свої шухлядки, я розумію, що частину я продала б або просто віддала на charity, на якісь благодійність, бо ми маємо дуже багато речей. І якщо ми до цього підходити з розумом, провести інвентаризацію своїх активів, ми можемо реально знайти шляхи для того, щоб наші зобов'язання погасити або створити резервний свій фонд.
Це точно, дякую.
Да, цікава книжка «Викинь мотлухи свого життя». Я не пам'ятаю, чи в цій книжці, чи в якійсь іншій є практика, коли ви впродовж тижня шукаєте у своїй квартирі якісь речі, які вам не потрібні, і віддаєте на благочинність, робите добру справу і викидаєте зайве свого життя.
Супер, поки що запитань немає. От, не бачу нових якихось запитань. Друзі, ну що, я дякую вам за те, що доєдналися. Надія, дякую вам за крутий воркшоп, ще й англійською мовою. Це було вдвічі корисніше. Тому, якщо будуть ще запитання, можна запитувати у чаті, так, в Telegram. І, звичайно, ми будемо раді бачити ваші фідбеки.
Можна від мене одну хвилиночку?
Так, звичайно.
Я теж хочу сказати велике дякую. Для мене ця тема останнім часом досить така актуальна, і все більше людей підключаються до цієї теми. І дякую, що ви цей час провели зі мною. Я до чату надішлю один опитувальник. Якщо у вас буде 2-3 хвилини його заповнити, це буде дуже-дуже круто, це буде як подяка мені за цей воркшоп. Тому що я збираю інформацію, наскільки фінансова грамотність серед людей зараз популярна, чи потребують люди знання в цій сфері, і наскільки ця тема може бути потрібна людям для досягнення їх цілей. Тому буду вдячна, якщо ви заповните цей опитувальник. І так, презентація буде надіслана. І стосовно запитання «Which advice for spender?» Я до чату надішлю невеликий гайденс про типи фінансової поведінки. Він на українській, він буде зрозумілий всім, і там розписані плюси, мінуси основних типів фінансової поведінки, таких як spender, saver, money maker, money avoider. І також з рекомендаціями, що з цим робити, як ви можете покращити. Не те, щоб покращити, тому що спендери, витрачальники грошей, вони теж мають досить великі переваги. Тому що це круто, коли ви можете витрачати кошти на якісь емоції, жити наповну, але так, це потрібно контролювати. І головний аспект – це складання бюджетів витрат і аналіз витрат. А цікавий момент – витрачальники дуже гарно в стосунках з зберігальниками. Це така тенденція в сучасному світі, що хтось в парі – це спендер, хтось витрачає, зберігач, і це дуже класна комбінація, тому що спендер організовує всі тревели, всі івенти, купує все найкраще, а зберігач дуже чітко, дуже, можливо, якимись маленькими шляхами, тіпсами, спостерігає за цим, контролює, складає бюджети і аналізує сімейний бюджет. І це такий крутий симбіоз. Тому я надішлю інформацію про типи фінансової поведінки, там такий лаконічний гайденс, і презентацію я теж надішлю.
Надія, можу я до вас звернутися?
Да, звичайно.
Доброго вечора. Я би вам хотіла дуже подякувати. З фінансовою грамотністю, ви знаєте, її треба покращувати та покращувати. але чим можу похвалитися, я вже задумалася над страхуванням життя, і я вже, знаєте, як в цю, так сказати, в цю річку зайшла, і воно мені дуже подобається, тому що воно теж построєно на тому, чим ти здоровіший, тим у тебе все добріше, і воно теж робить, як працює на тебе в подальшому житті.
Круто.
І дуже вам дякую, тому що ви знаєте, з різних мені все-таки куточків приходить оця інформація, яка потім складається докупи, і воно дуже важливе.
Так, 100% згодна з вами, що це важливо, і особливо, мені здається, це повинно звучати в університетах, тому що чим раніше людина почне
Так.
відкривати якісь saving accounts, тим більше суму він
Часу
буде
більше в
мати.
неї, так.
І часу більше, і суму більшу він буде мати через 20 або 30 років. А взагалі, за статистикою, ідеальний вік для того, щоб почати накопичення або формувати свій пасивний капітал, це до 30 років. І тому ось для цієї категорії людей ця тема повинна бути популяризована. I read the comments about I need some saver man. Yeah, I wish you not strictly a saver man, but maybe in some ways, because when man is saver, isn't good, I think. When woman is spender, it's better.
Тож, друзі, я думаю, що ми можемо продовжити в чаті в Телеграмі. Дякую всім за хороший настрій, за ваші запитання. Надія, ще раз дякую за воркшоп. Всім гарного вечора.
Дякуємо, Надія.
Дякую.
Дякую,
Па-па.
до побачення.
Дякую, до побачення.